Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for the Royal Rumble 2025. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Sure, I'm to leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on the Royal Rumble, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, the official kickoff to the road to WrestleMania 41. The Royal Rumble is here, one of the most stacked shows ever. And if you've been following me as we've been building to this, which you should subscribe, I have been saying, be prepared to be disappointed. Be prepared to be disappointed because the expectation was so high, right? And us as fans, we get a little carried away with ourselves because we think the Rumble is so stacked. There's all these possibilities of storylines, blah, 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 that we fantasy book it all the way through. And I do think, and this is mainly with the men's than it is for the women's Rumbles, the two matches in the middle, the 2 out of 3 falls match and the ladder match. Ladder match was fine for what it was. Again, I think I'm just burnt out on ladder matches for the most part, and one-on-one ladder matches are just a really big pet peeve of mine. I don't mind multi-man ladder matches, but when it's one-on-one, and they didn't do it that much in this match either, where someone does a big move and then they take their sweet-ass time climbing the ladder. It was actually a very, very good. It was a good ladder match for the most part. I mean, Kevin and Cody always going to do a good run. It. I just think I am very overstimulated when it comes to ladder matches, especially one-on-one ladder matches. Just a little too much for me, but they did good for what it was. But I knew when we got to the men's Rumble that no matter who won, it didn't matter if Cena would have won it because people would be like, well, Cena doesn't need to win. He should be chasing it. It didn't matter if Seth won it. It didn't matter if Drew won it. It didn't matter if even Punk won it. People would have complained. It would have been disappointing. It would have been, or, Roman winning, all the big names, right? And the fact that Jey Uso won, and, at first I was like, what? Jey Uso? And, I was kind of like, I don't really get it. But it goes back to not even the build to this Rumble, but for what I have been saying since the whole year, ever since we started covering WWE on this channel, was that Triple H typically likes to play it safe quite a bit, right? He does the obvious answer every single time for the most part, right? And for the most part, the most obvious answer is the right thing to do, and that's why it's obvious, right? It's what you should do. And for the most part within his booking, he does that. To take a chance, to give it to Jey Uso, I applaud it. I actually really, really liked it. Now, a lot of people are like, he doesn't deserve to main event WrestleMania. One, I think he does. I mean, especially with it being 2 nights, he can main event Saturday. And it'll honestly be no problem with me. But also, main eventing WrestleMania doesn't mean closing the show anymore. I think it's become very apparent with that. I was thinking back on it because it was like, he doesn't deserve to close. Like, I don't know why everyone's assuming he's going to close. I mean, it's pretty obvious he's going to pick Gunther. Right? So Gunther versus Jey at WrestleMania. Boom. Locked. Loaded. Boom. We're good to go. It's probably going to open. And we've done that multiple times, right? I mean, we can go back as far as WrestleMania 23. Undertaker. He didn't main event. Hell, 22. Rey Mysterio. He didn't main event. Edge, when he won it, he didn't main event. He opened. Alberto Del Rio. We can go on and on and on and on. Sheamus. John Cena, when he won it, when he came back at WrestleMania 24, he didn't main event. Main eventing WrestleMania does not mean you close the show. It just means you get a title match. Now, so I don't know why everyone is freaking out about it. And I don't really understand why everyone's bringing up the Jimmy Uso match from last year's Mania. First of all, I'm one of the minority where I actually kind of like the match. I didn't mind it. It's kind of what I expected to be, a bunch of super kicks. I don't know why everyone think it was going to be one of the greatest matches of all time. Jey Uso has put in the work. He deserves this win. My dog just knocked down the blanket. And I just really don't see the hate for it. I think it is bold. I think it's fresh. I think it makes the road to WrestleMania much more interesting throughout the whole entire landscape. And also with Jey Uso winning, it has done something that we haven't had in a really long time, and is that makes the Elimination Chamber much more essential viewing. For the most part, the Elimination Chamber just felt like a roadblock, just something to get through until we get to Mania, just to pass the time, right? Last year's Chamber, we had the World Heavyweight Chamber match, and we also had the other chamber match as well for the women, for the women's world title. Yeah, it was going for Rhea because Bayley chose Io. And for the most part, we kind of knew who was going to win those matches, right? Also, you know, with the other matches as well, with Rhea and Nia main eventing, we knew Rhea was going to hold on to it. Now, if Cody is to work it, or if Gunther is to work it, I'm sure they hold on to their titles. But the men's chamber match becomes much more intriguing because assuming Jay does pick Gunther, which I really do think is a lock at this point, going for the WWE title, where you could have John Cena, who already declared for it, which was, I think, was obvious why Cena wasn't going to win because they were promoting Cena's last time at the chamber. You could have CM Punk in it, 2 huge names. Seth and Drew, that's 4. And you maybe throw a Damian Priest in there, and maybe Orton closes us out, and it's just this big all-star field for the men's Elimination Chamber that, again, becomes much more essential viewing than the Elimination Chamber has been in past. I think, you know, sometimes you could take a risk when it comes to the Rumble winner. Hell, I honestly would have given the ball to Roxanne Perez, too, with winning it as well. I also don't mind Charlotte Flair being the first for 2 times for the video packages that have been happening for the build going into it. I honestly just think this Rumble was a case that's going to be happening every single year because WWE is such in a healthy place where it is just, we already booked the show. It's like AJ Lee is returning. I saw a lot of that. AJ Lee's returning. AJ Lee's returning. AJ Lee's returning. And then we get to Nikki Bella, which I don't mind the return. I just don't think she should have been 30, me personally. But once that happened, Women's Rumble's horrible. Charlotte's winning. Charlotte wins. LOL. They've been hinting at that in the video packages. Yeah, I'm egotistical. So what? I should be. Yeah, maybe I am a little self-entitled. Why wouldn't I be? I'm the most decorated women's superstar of all time. I've always been in a title match. It's her character. And I also love after she won, she made sure the ref got up and lowered the ropes for her. Amazing character work. It was just bashing you over in the face with it. Now, if you are to have one of the title matches main event for the Rumble, I know everyone's really wanting Tiffany versus Charlotte, and now we have the easiest path to get to that. If a women's championship is to main event Mania, I think Charlotte versus Rhea is the way to go because there is the story. They're 1-1 in their Mania trilogy. Rhea got the better of her at 39, so it's fresh. You know, it's just, to me, the story just writes itself, and it could close out at night. I don't think it's going to, especially with these other matches that we have planned going on. If the dirt sheets ought to be true. Also, it was cool to see Alexa Bliss back. Really like seeing that. Probably pop of the night, probably next to Joe Hendry, which was one of the loudest ovations ever. Was really, really happy to see her back. Would have liked to see the Goddess character more than the Fiend character, but hey, it's gonna be nice for Bray and all that, and that character sells a lot more than the Goddess or 5 Feet of Fury ever did. So yeah, I can see why you're doing that. I have nothing to back this up, but I do think the Mania match is Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan as the tag team champions, facing Liv Morgan and Nikki Cross for the belts. Again, I have nothing to go against that. It was just because, you know, Liv threw Alexa out. Alexa is with her Fiend character types, you know, for the Fiend on the jacket. And now I'm just like, yep, that's the story. That's what we do. Alexa have Nikki have history together. They've been tag team champions before. Let's do it. As for other things, I would like to see Jade Cargill in there as well. I think we missed an opportunity there to put that in the second drive, but who knows if she is legitimately hurt and maybe the progression is not where we expected it to be, so therefore she is struggling a little bit. But I just hope she's healthy. I mean, that's the main thing. So as long as she's healthy, ready to go. But I really do think we missed an opportunity if she was indeed healthy. As back to the men's spot, I like that Penta and Bray started off. Called it. I had a feeling, and boy was I right. Also, it was cool seeing Chad Gable at 3. Overall, it was just a good show. I really liked it. Even the 2 out of 3 falls match, I thought that was fun for what it was. I wish the crowd cared a little bit more, but why would they? WB hasn't really shown much care into it, and again, they haven't been defending on PLE television since WrestleMania 40. So let's just keep working on that, and then the crowd reactions will come. But it was fun for what it was. Kind of saw the Street Profits coming in to cause the interference. I thought it would end in a DQ and a no contest, as opposed to them helping DIY win and then attacking DIY. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out moving forward. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a really great show. I just think this is a show that came down to a case of fans fantasy booked. And since it didn't go by the way they booked it, they're disappointed now. It was an awful show, and now they're no longer interested in WrestleMania. First of all, shut up. Yes, you are. You're going to tune into Raw. You're going to see some promos, and you're going to go, oh, yeah, no, I'm still looking forward to it. I honestly think this is just the case where I don't think the internet is reality. And us nerds just need to calm down and just enjoy the ride. WWE has earned the right to say, calm down and go on the ride with us. WrestleMania 40 build was amazing. WrestleMania 41 could be better. I'm looking forward to this road, and I hope you are too. If you made it this far within the review, please leave a like. I do greatly appreciate it. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your disapproval. Let me know your approval of things that happen on the show. And again, of course, hit that subscribe button as we go on this road to WrestleMania together. It's going to be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to it and going down the road with y'all. So until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.